everyone, I'm Raven the Goddess, and tonight is Wisdom Wednesday. Tonight we are back with the Embody the Goddess theme series for Wisdom Wednesday, where I teach you about a chosen goddess from history or mythology. We'll then take a look at her persona, her teachings, her ways, and her roles, and use that as inspiration in your creative endeavors as well as your personal spiritual endeavors. Tonight's goddess is the Roman goddess of good fortune, prosperity, and abundance, and she goes by the name Abundantia. Abundantia's literal meaning is plenty or overflowing of riches. She is often considered to be the very personification of luck and prosperity. She's one of the more symbolic goddesses of the Roman deities. She has often been described as a beautiful maiden of success. Now, in my research of Abundantia, I've seen some depictions of her in a green dress, and I've seen her depicted holding a cornucopia. Those of you who don't know what a cornucopia is, it's like a horn-shaped sort of like basket with, usually you'll see it overflowing with food or coins or money or something like that. Most of the time you'll see it around Thanksgiving, but it's also commonly seen in other areas of history. Now, I didn't have a cornucopia, but I did want to kind of like give the Abundantia goddess vibe tonight. So that's why I'm holding these flowers as like an overflowing of blessings. If you can kind of like envision the overflowing of blessings coming out of my hand. Okay. You have to excuse me too. I have a little bit of sniffle. Like my nose, I don't know what's going on. But yes, so she's often depicted holding a cornucopia representing a horn of plenty or riches or prosperity, abundance. She's also associated with the goddess Fortuna, which is the Roman goddess of luck. So I chose this goddess for tonight because there's symbolism and inspiration in what she stands for. Being that she is the embodiment of good fortune and prosperity, you can think of how it would feel to embody that persona for yourself. Imagine walking in your power, knowing that you are destined, not only destined to, but you are the very representation of abundance and prosperity. A lot of times our perspectives on wealth are relative to what we perceive in our surroundings, and a lot of times we expand our desires beyond the point of being able to appreciate what we currently have. Now, if you think about how it feels to know that what you desire is already yours, and to know that even in your current state that you are still on the path that you're supposed to be on, and you have to move in confidence towards your goals. You have to move in confidence when you are executing your craft, or else your whatever success that you may have, or whatever success that you may be striving for, will soon become out of reach for you, in my opinion. I know I sound kind of like weird the way I'm speaking, but I gave up on doing the episodes like pre-scripted. I'm just kind of like freestyling right now, but this is my current interpretation of the essence of abundance and Abundantia and what she stands for. The subtle symbolism. Now, I feel like when you think about this goddess, you think about, not only like, oh, she's beautiful, she represents money and wealth and, getting to the money and all that, but think about subtle ways that you can sort of, what do I want to say? I want to say like attract or honor the current abundance in your life while simultaneously attracting more abundance. Some subtle symbolism that I feel like would be great to represent that is to collect your change. So I know today everybody has Cash App, Zelle, Venmo, Apple Pay, GoPay, all this other stuff. But tangible money, it's important for you to get your hands on tangible money every now and then. And even when you break bills, keep your change. Keep your change. Not only keep your change, throw it in the drawer with the dirty drawers and stuff. You shouldn't have dirty drawers in the drawer. But keep your change and something nice. Get a cute piggy bank, something that fits your aesthetic, that fits your taste, your style. And every now and then, whenever you go and spend cash, remember to break your bills and keep your change and keep it somewhere in the corner of your room, and just let it accumulate, let it be there. Let that physical money be in your space. Okay. Another idea that I had to kind of channel the idea and representation of abundance is to keep a bowl of fresh fruits, a bowl or basket of fresh fruits in the house. This way, you can kind of always have like that representation of being fruitful or nourishment that is provided year after year by nature as the seeds renew and produce more fruit to nourish you and feed you, feed your spirit, feed your body, feed you, etc. I do think that fruit, always keeping a fresh bowl of fruit, not only is it healthy for your health, but it's a nice subtle kind of like symbolism of abundance. Another idea is to keep fresh flowers. Now, this might be a little bit harder for my folks that are not green thumbs, but I feel like it's always nice to try and have some fresh flowers around the house. Or if you're not a flower person, you can definitely have like maybe some fresh plants, like some live plants somewhere in the room, something easy for you to take care of if you're not a green thumb. I feel like if you think about the term abundance, it doesn't just refer to money. You can have abundance of love. You can have abundance of confidence, or an abundance of hope, positivity, support. You can have abundance of knowledge. There's all types of ways that you can embody the concept of abundance in your daily life. And for a lot of us, we have an abundance of talent that we're sitting on and not doing nothing with, or we haven't found a way to channel that and communicate that and share that efficiently with others. I want you to embody the abundance mindset in how you move. Stop underestimating yourself. Even if you feel like you need to hone your skills, you have an abundance of resources with which to do just that. So there's always abundance in some form of representation in your life. You just have to tap into it. You just have to kind of take a step back and look at areas where you are abundant, where you are fruitful, and then utilize those resources to create abundance in other areas of your life. And pretty soon the energy will start bouncing from one thing to the next, and as things begin to work in conjunction with each other, you'll slowly find your life becoming more and more of that which you envision for yourself in your mind, in your hopes, and in your dreams. And as long as you're striving towards that on a consistent basis, and you're moving with gratitude, and you're understanding and appreciating each step in your journey, then you'll find yourself so much more fulfilled. And with that fulfillment comes motivation, comes energy to push forward in your goals, and of course, naturally, you'll be more happy in the day-to-day in your pursuit of your creative endeavors. At least that's my theory, if it makes sense. I know sometimes it seems like, I don't know, sometimes I feel like I'm rambling sometimes, but it like sometimes it's hard to articulate what I'm trying to communicate, if it makes like I know what I'm talking about, but my mouth is like but that is all for tonight. I do hope that something I said to you tonight sparked your interest, got your mind going, got you thinking, got you motivated in some type of way, shape, or form. And once again, tonight I am severely lacking and slacking on the visual graphic effects and all that. But what I cannot lack or slack on is the message. So I'm going to deliver it to you no matter what. Okay? But once again, I am Raven the Goddess, and this has been Wisdom Wednesday. Embody the Goddess. Abundantia. I will see you guys next time. Love, light, and blessings.